Favourite memory, there's obviously been a lot. Personally, I think when we got the rooms up and running back in, I think, 99, and I was appointed senior captain that year, obviously to run out, new ground, new facilities, leading the boys out was a big day for, not for myself, but for the club. So that was probably one of my special memories. When we got the footy show here the same year, that was a big night, so that was a pretty good one as well. The successful periods that the club had, I think through the sort of 03, 05, those sorts of area, and some of the games that we won here, beating some of the bigger name clubs, that was certainly some good memories there, some special times. So, but yeah, just the general feel of the place. It's always been good, and always enjoyed coming up here and playing on the ground and enjoying these facilities.
Favourite memory at Maccy Park would be 2005, I think it was, when Radda went to grab the ball out of the air, realised he was going to get tackled, and threw it like a rugby scrum, would you call it?
Volleyball set.
A volleyball set, yeah. It was actually a very funny moment.
My favourite memory at Maccy Park was establishing the netball club 13 years ago. We first played in Richards Road, then moved across to Centrals, the back courts, and then moved again, and then finally a few years ago got our own courts with lights. So that's been a great memory, along with Brendan playing his 150th and the kids running out onto the ground with him. It's been lovely. It's been a nice experience for the last 17 years. We're in our 17th year now.
Yeah, my favourite memories of Maccy Park is this is the one place where I feel I can really let my hair down and get the dance moves going. I guess there's a lot of people that have been lucky enough to see me in the house over there doing my thing. I've been pretty proud, and that's probably one of their favourite moments. It's going to be sad to see the girl go, but I'm sure the new place, I'll cut it up there too.
Well, I've got to say, one of my fondest memories being at Maccy Park was crossing the road from Melton across there, and my mates Dutchy and Strawberry, so come across for a kick. I said, yeah, no worries, boys. And one of my very first games, we come out here against Gisborne. Thought we were a big show. Come out, Michael Werner, Brad Fox, Marcus Barham, straight from AFL football. We got beat by about 43 goals that day, I remember. Back in 99, I think it was, or something like that. And I said, what in God's name am I doing out here? And 16 years later, I'm still at this place and just love it. There's so many good memories here. Whether it be getting beat by 45 goals or winning by a point or beating Romsey 2 years ago, Centralian Day. They all just, great memories, and even functions to another extent. The functions are unbelievable up here, and the card nights on a Thursday night, some nights we're up here till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning playing cards. And just the guys around the place, so just so many good memories. And now with the Dale and the kids coming through the ranks and all that sort of stuff, it's so many good memories. I'll treasure them all, and it is going to be a shame to miss the joint. Have to go on and move on to bigger pastures, but got to say I won't miss a wind up here though. Walking in headbutting the roof with the smokestones all over it and all that sort of stuff. But it is a great joint, and a lot of good people around here, and a lot of people do a lot of hard work. And as I say, we move on next year and look out for the Centrals next year and beyond.
On a really serious note, my favourite memory of this great football ground is probably me kicking the winner against Woodend in my 100th game. No, on a serious note, really fond memories of when myself, Liam and Clemo first took over on the committee, and we had to try to kick everybody out at 3-4 in the morning after every social function to mop the floors. Great times. Thanks.
My favourite memory of Maccy Park is when in 2009 when Randy came over from the Bloods with a group of A-grade girls, and we played our first game at Maccy Park. We smashed them, and which we had never done before. We always played not enough people in the team. We played B grade and A grade, and we finally had a team that went undefeated in A grade through the whole season, and we won the grand final. So that was probably the best memory, and coming up to the club rooms after that win was amazing, that we'd finally gotten our name, Melton Centrals, out there, seeing as though everyone laughed at us because we couldn't even get girls on the team, on the court. and we ended up being the premiers of that year. So that was probably my favourite memory. And that night was amazing. I can't really remember much, but other than that, it was great. So.
Yeah, my favourite moment playing at this great ground is probably back a few years ago when Gary Moorcroft was running around and the great Paul Henderson was playing on him, and he was telling us how good he was going to go, and you know he had to be on his toes like a bloody midget at a urinal. And anyway, he gets one over the back, he pushes Gary Moorcroft out, goes back, proud as punch, goes behind the point post, goes back, kicks it straight into the point post, out of bounds on the full. Thank you very much, Gary. Goes back and snags the goal. What a moment.
Favourite memory of Maccy Park, a couple of years ago I think it was, Centurion Day. We knocked off Romsey, which were playing pretty good footy at that moment. And yeah, just, you know, walking up the race, you know, when you're about to sing the song is always a favourite moment. And obviously being skipper for a few years, leading the boys out's a massive honour, and I get to do that, and I've done it for a few years.
Hi. One of the memories that sticks in my head is that in my first year of president at this wonderful club, we had a drought situation, and number 2 reserve at McPherson Park didn't have any water allocation. So came up one night and Mark Greenshields was putting the boys through their paces. There was Bully, Riser, the Pickens, Rev, etc. running around. And they were kicking up dust and all this dry grass was flying everywhere. And this is one thing I was thinking about, and I thought, Jesus, we've got to get water, you know, like we were only a couple of weeks away from the start of the season. And it's just something that sticks in my head because I guess my stress levels at that time were the highest, and I thought, what am I going to do? You know, I was trying to talk to Darren Tucker at the council about getting a simulator water in and pumping it on the ground just to, you know, green it up. Anyway, couldn't do it based on that, you know, if we got the wrong water, it'd kill the grass that was supposedly here, which was stuff all. Yeah, so that was one of the times that I remember, not for the better, of course, but anyway, we got through it. We ended up playing our first 2 home games on the Bloods ground, which, you know, we got through it, and then thank God the rains came and we got grass on the ground and we went from there. Anyway, cut a long story short, eventually we did get a water allocation, thanks to Darren Tucker of the council and that, but and then we're off and running. So that was one of my memories. I still remember it today. One other memory I do have, and it's actually a bit of a one that's sort of a sad one to a point. I remember Helen Wilson, Liam's mum, that was a great help to me in my time, and I spoke to Liam about this last week, and we were starting a new committee. I was president, obviously, and I had a couple of helpers: Liam, Ray Martin, and Helen Wilson, Liam's mum. And I remember saying to Liam, how would your mum go as treasurer? And he said to me, oh, she's stingy. And I just said, oh, I love stingy, because we had to service a debt and, you know, we were cash strapped. Anyway, the result of, you know, that stinginess, I guess, and how we all worked is the result of what we have today, which, you know, it's our a great year for our under-18s, which I'm very proud of to be a part of. I'm sure everyone else is. But I'll tell you a story there again. I used to pay Kane Wilson $10 to do the water for the seniors. Anyway, the little shit he was, I used to catch him at half-time sliding down the muddy hill, not running out water for the boys, and I used to have to yell at him and threaten to withhold his payments. I never did, but anyway, you see Kane Wilson today and you'd probably believe in what I'm saying. Anyway, thanks very much.